Not distracting you or anything?
No, I would like to hear your voice just a tiny bit
You want to hear
louder.
my voice a little bit more?
Yeah.
I wonder what I could do to make that happen. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Alright. So how you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
You look like you're glowing.
I'm so excited right now. Not how I was planning on spending my morning, but
And that's
here we are.
welcome to the Olot Parking Lot. So my name is Justin. This is the Olot Parking Lot. The Olot stands for One Love 1000. Oh, actually,
I was wondering.
okay.
Okay, nice.
Listen, please feel free to ask questions. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I forget stuff, so if you got to cut me off and ask a question, please, this is an open space, a safe space for you, okay?
Okay.
The first thing I want to ask you is, how do you feel? How are you doing today?
I'm feeling re-energized.
Re-energized?
I'm feeling like...
Talking to the mic right here.
Oh, can you hear me? Is this
Right
better?
here. Talking to the front right there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, so many tricks. Okay. You can hear me better now. Wow,
Okay,
better.
okay.
Yes.
No, okay.
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling re-energized, and yeah, I feel like I'm starting a new chapter. That's
A
how
new
I woke up
chapter?
feeling today. Yeah.
Do you care to share?
I don't know yet. That's what's exciting about it. I
Okay.
don't know what the chapter is,
Okay.
but I feel like I'm at the beginning of it.
Okay. So, all right. Let's talk about the creative thing, okay? So
Okay.
this is kind of why I stopped you. I appreciate you for being brave and just, you had the glasses. I saw you walk past the first time and I was going to ask you, I was like, I ain't going to do it. I'm going to chill. Then you came back and I saw the eye contact and it made me ask you. So thank you for being brave. You know what I mean?
Thank you for having me. It was meant to be.
Yeah, in fact, you talk to me. Please talk to me. Remind me at the end, I'm going to tell you about this theory I have about the roots in the cosmos. Okay?
Ooh,
The roots in the
yeah.
cosmos.
Okay.
Okay, so you want to start your own podcast, right?
Yes.
What you want to do with your podcast?
So I want to talk about alignment. The name of the podcast is Alignment, and just to give you a short overview of how I ended up there, I had a creative business. I owned and operated a web design agency for a while, so I was doing all things like photography, graphic design, and it was amazing. I loved it. I still have a lot of passion for those things, but I wasn't aligned in how I was operating my business. So I was burning myself out, I was undercharged, just doing all of these things that took the joy out of what I was doing. And the clients that I worked with typically were women who were experiencing the same thing. They had made their business their baby and also their pathway to generational freedom in terms of wealth and also opportunity. That's a lot of pressure to put on something that you love. So alignment, I really want to have conversations with creatives who feel like they have devoted their entire lives to their craft, to their businesses, but they're now in a place where they really want to pursue their bigger dream.
Okay.
So what's after the podcast? Why wait? Why not do it now?
That's a bar. You want to know something very interesting? I just had a conversation with my brother maybe like 2.5 weeks ago about goals. Actually, I came up with this whole concept about oat milk clouds.
Ooh, okay. I like oat milk. Tell me more.
Thank you.
Yes. I only drink
This
oat
was
milk.
meant to be.
It was.
This was meant to be. So the idea of oat milk was just the first thing I thought about after this conversation. And the actual visual in my mind that I saw, which has nothing to do with it, was if a cloud was actually made out of oat milk and we poked it and the oat milk came out, I felt like it would look good. I just was like,
That would
okay.
be amazing.
That would be amazing, right?
Yeah. I want
Okay.
that on a t-shirt, that visual.
That visual,
Yeah.
say less. Say less. I
Yeah.
love oat milk.
Me too.
So the oat milk cloud came from. He said, "What do we do after we reach our goals?" You know what I'm saying? And how does it feel? Or what kind of toll does it take on us when we don't reach our goals in a time period that we actually feel like we should meet those?
Yes.
And how it can be discouraging. You know what I mean?
Yes.
When really the point is always progress no matter what. You know what I mean? Always move forward. Always just find the light in the moment, but always have like this progressive energy to just be a better person each and every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's kind of where it came from. So I kind of feel you on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes we say we want to do this by this age, we want to do this by this time, and it doesn't happen, and we just get thrown off.
Yep.
One of the things I wanted to ask you about what you were talking about was what were some of the things that kind of threw you off of your creative spectrum, and how did you end up burning yourself out?
1000% focusing on the money versus really going deeper with my craft and enjoying the process and the journey of what I was doing. Getting too focused on the goals, I would say. And for most of us, the goal is like, oh, I want to be, in the digital marketing industry, which is where my clients are. It's really about revenue goals.
Right.
And that can suck the joy out of everything that you're doing.
That's
I mean,
a
look
fact.
at capitalism.
That's
it's
a
like
fact.
you cannot treat yourself like a robot and a machine and
Yeah.
expect to, some people can feel happiness from that.
Yes,
but
yes,
that's
yes.
their personality.
Yes,
I
yes,
find
yes.
that most creatives, they really want to just do what they love and have support. Yeah, we want to make it a business because I see the potential here. But what we often try to do is we try to do everything ourselves.
Yeah.
We're so protective over
That's a
it.
fact.
Nobody can do my vision like me.
Yes.
So it's like, how do you go after what you want, but learn how to receive help
Yes.
and also stay in alignment along the way when, like you said, maybe you're not reaching your goals,
Yes,
but
yes.
what is the true goal and what's your why behind the goals that you're setting?
That's
if
a
you
fact.
say you want to have a web design agency, for me, for example, that had nothing to do with my bigger dream of really how I want to help people. That was a stepping stone, but I told myself I had to do that first. But why? So now that I'm getting back in alignment with myself, it's like, why not just pursue what you really want to pursue?
That's a fact.
You can do other things to make money, or you can do that, but what sacrifices are you willing to make? And most people find the sacrifices that they have to make to do everything themselves,
Yeah.
kind of run the business themselves, just take it all on, it ends up burning you out, and then you kind of resent what you were doing.
That's a fact.
In the beginning,
That's a
you know?
fact. And then also, like, if you're in the process of creating something, it can kind of feel like you're dragging the situation out. Then you kind of you lose the to
Yep.
actually finish creating.
Yep.
When you said that earlier, I was kind of like, first of all, you're speaking to my soul.
Really?
You're absolutely speaking to my soul, because these are the things that I go through, that I have gone through for the last 7 to 8 years. You know what I mean? And it's just like, even like what you mentioned with the digital marketing situation. Like, where did this even come from? You know what I mean?
Yep.
It wasn't nothing I was focused on in the first place. Where did you find, like, all right, now I know I feel like I'm doing too much? Like, when did it feel like, you know what I mean, I got to slow down and I got to get myself back in my parking space?
I realized that when I looked up and I felt like I had nothing to show for all of the work that I had put in. I'm like, savings, so many sacrifices. I sacrificed time, relationships, like everything I've put into this, and I feel like I don't really have anything to show for it. And a lot of my business journey, my creative journey, has been a personal development journey. It's been showing me a lot of things about myself and revealing to me my true motivations. And a lot of how I was running my business was an ego of what I thought I was supposed to be doing, or, it's not good enough to just be a creative. I have to be the best creative on the whole internet. It's like, wait a minute, that's not impossible, but why is that the goal? And
Yeah.
why is that your main focus? Like,
Yeah.
there's so many steps in between that. And so that's where I woke up and I was like, I'm completely exhausted. I'm not even motivated to do the work that I used to love. And we all know what happens when you're creative and
Yes.
you're tired. You don't
Yes.
do great work.
Yes, that's
and
a
so
fact.
it's just a
That's
spiral
a
effect.
fact.
And then we're already sensitive about our work. So then it's like, I'm not even good at this, So it's this whole thing. And I don't like feeling that way. And I truly believe that we're on earth to feel joy.
That's
Maybe
a
we won't
fact.
feel joy every day, but I think it's really important to have that feeling of waking up and being excited about what you're doing and learning how to delegate the rest and find support through community of, hey, I don't know how to start a podcast, but maybe you can show me.
You better
know?
spit that game. You better drop them gems, you klutz. I love that. I love that. Y'all got to see I love that you came over here and you were glowing and everything. I want to share something very personal with you, okay?
Okay.
I think, through examination, and the reason I keep saying that you're talking to my soul, because I feel like I'm literally in the same place that you're speaking of. Not saying that you're actually there right now, and I feel like you passed that or whatever, but this
I'm
same,
here now.
I feel like my gift is helping people. You know what I mean? And then, like, I have this saying, I help with the little in betweens. You know what I mean? And I feel like it helps to be a videographer. It helps to be a photographer. But all of it really comes down to the imagery. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what my superpower is. I think my superpower is being able to see where one person needs a help in a space, and I can tap into that and not do nothing extra. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just move off of motivation and inspiration and creativity. When are you your most creative?
Ooh, I am my most creative when I feel I have unlimited time, resources, energy
That's a fact.
to pursue what I want to do. So when I wake up and I don't feel like I have a schedule to abide by, I'm like, you know what? Like today, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to go to Union Market, and I'm going to get a smoothie, and look what happened.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
that is when I feel my most creative because this is inspiring me.
Yeah,
I may
that's
have
what's up.
so many ideas. Yeah, I go home. And so I feel I'm most creative when I have the freedom to explore. And that's what I feel like my passion is, and what I'm meant to do is to help people find that freedom. Because most of us, we're maybe working jobs we really don't love.
That's a fact.
Or we're working in ways that exhaust us and don't make us feel good. And so when do we really create that time and space to be like, you know what? I'm not worried about bills. I'm not worried about producing. I'm creating just to create. Now what? What would I make if I didn't have to worry about who was going to see it and how much money it was going to make me?
Why do you
when
think
I feel
people
like,
worry about those things?
because I think it's part of living in the United States. I don't think it's like that everywhere, but I think that there's a lot of conditioning socially here in the States that always has us wanting more. You know, it's not enough to have your basic needs met. It's like, no, I need to be a millionaire. I need to make the six figures, or I need to have all these things, but people get there. I've seen so many stories and they're miserable.
That's a fact.
So it's like, what's the point? And I have not gotten to that point yet, but I feel like I've had enough success where I'm now feeling that already. And I feel like this is my like lifetime warning where it's like, do you want to continue down this road?
Or
And the
change
answer
direction.
is no.
Yeah.
And so that is part of what I like to help people with, and what a lot of people that I know in the creative industry are going through right now. There's a huge, I think, awakening happening for a lot of people that are aligning them to what their true gifts are. And I think we're also moving into a time that, or where people are wanting to be more of their authentic selves. You know, not
Yeah.
everybody wants to wake up at 6 a.m. and go to work. Like, that sounds terrible to me.
Yes.
I want to wake up at 9 or sometimes 10. You know, I will be so much more productive then, you know?
Yeah.
So I think we're
I'm
moving.
a nocturnal
Yeah,
creative.
me
Like,
too. Me too.
Like sometimes, like I work and do things during the day, like maybe like do a couple edits or anything. But I get turned up at night for some reason.
Me too.
Like off some Batman shit.
Yeah.
I don't even know why.
I get my best ideas between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m.
And like, what do you like? So I wanted to ask you, like, if you could think off the topic. First of all, I wanted to ask you a serious question. For people that feel like that, as far as this decision in their life to keep going or to change direction, like, what type of advice do you give people for that? Because again, I feel like I'm at that crux too. You know what I mean? But I don't want to give up on that at all. You know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of people get to this point and don't realize, like, right at this moment is when everything is going to change for you.
Woo.
But you know what I mean? But you cannot give up. You know what I
Yes.
mean? What do you say about that?
Yes, I totally agree, and I believe in the 3 feet from gold term. That image, you know, it's
Yes.
like you did all this work. You didn't come this far to come this far. I tell myself